What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. Always welcome back. I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I want to talk a little bit about the Allisha Watts situation. Now, she's been found 48 hours ago in a wooded area in a mass grave. And it's sad news. And this guy right here is what the story's about. This is James Dunmore, the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend now of Allisha Watts, who's been charged with her murder. And as sad as this case is, there's still a lot of questions that a lot of people had wanted answered. Me for one, the last video I made about this situation, I spoke about a couple of things. How did they know how, to find that body? Because when I showed you the video from the helicopter of how far deep into the woods they went off the beaten path, I said to myself, there's no way human beings would have found her back there. The way, it was so far off, any road. And that question was answered in the news video. And another thing in the video shows why he did this and why he chose that location. So I'm gonna let this video play. And I got to be honest with you. This guy, like I said, was so smart, he was stupid. And you cannot tell me he didn't plan this beforehand and he had this set up. It also tells you around the time of her death, which is also sad. Guys, take a look at this.
Turning to this right now at 6, we are learning new details tonight in the Allisha Watts investigation. Officials say they believe her body had been in those woods where they eventually found her since July 18th. They say they believe Watts's boyfriend, James Dunmore, knew about this area because it's a back road from Charlotte, where he lives, to her house.
Yeah, WCNC Charlotte's Jane Monreal went back to the Norman Community Cemetery in Montgomery County, where Allisha Watts' body was found, and had new details in this investigation.
Moore County investigators say they had been to this area several times before cadaver dogs led them to her body yesterday. Friends and family of beloved Moore County woman Allisha Watts continue to mourn, but find a sliver of solace knowing they found her.
I've always felt that she was close to home. I didn't think she was in Anson or Charlotte or South Carolina.
Moore County Sheriff Ronnie Fields sharing in the loss.
Anytime you have a situation like this is the last thing that we pray for. We always pray for the best results.
The search coming to a tragic end in Montgomery County.
Yesterday was a conclusion of several searches. We had searched in that area this 7 or 8 times, I think, that we had been up in that area searching. We were looking in that area. There was some digital evidence that led us to that area.
Fields believes Watts' body had been there since July 18th, 2 days after she was last seen leaving the Charlotte home of boyfriend James Dunmore.
It's our belief that I think she was killed in that area.
The sheriff says he also believes Dunmore was familiar with the rural road.
It's the back way if you leave in her house in Foxfire. Yeah, it's 20 minutes away.
The arrest warrant from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office showing Dunmore now facing a charge of murder. The body of Allisha Watts now at the medical examiner's office in Raleigh.
All right, guys, that video right there explains a lot. A couple of things in this video really had me thinking if he even cared for this girl at all at one point or another. Or was she just another opportunity for him to put a notch on his belt, or just to be in a position where he could get help financially, what have you. I don't know. But I mean, dudes like this, and you could tell by the way he did his crime, a lot of them are incapable of loving somebody because they don't love themselves. This man took this woman, killed her and buried her 20 minutes away from her home. Really? 20 minutes away from her home. On her side of town. Remember, they had some distance. In one of my other videos, he supposedly told his ex-wife he'll kill her and put her somewhere where nobody can find her. Maybe he was talking about this same said location, which is messed up. What kind of threat is that to say to somebody that you're going to be around? Supposedly he had kids by that woman. And this is not Allisha Watts. This is somebody else. But the Allisha Watts situation is still bad. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times in relationships, and I spoke to people about this, people bring baggage and negative energy from other relationships. We don't know why he took Allisha Watts' life. But I do know this. A lot of times you'll meet people in relationships that are carrying baggage, like I said, and you can say a certain thing, a certain phrase, or you could say something that somebody else seen in them that you see yourself, and they might just jump up and say, you know what? They attack you like they attacked another person. Now, supposedly, it wasn't a history of domestic violence with Allisha Watts and him that's documented. But with the other woman, it was. Just going through a little bit of scenarios, maybe she said something that the other wife triggered, that used to say to him, they used to trigger him to fight her. Allisha Watts might have mentioned something similar to that because she seen something this other woman seen, and it might have set him in a fit of rage. And the grave that was meant for that other woman, he put her in. Let's think about that. Let's go around to some other things. They said the estimated time of death for her was the 18th of last month. So when she was missing, she was already gone. Everybody was hopeful. Everybody was thinking, hey, maybe she's hurt somewhere. She says, and she was laid to rest that whole time, just left out in the wilderness. How do you do that to somebody you love or care about? My bottom line is, the way I look at it is like this. If I had good times and bad times with you, you know what I mean? That builds some type of strength or some type of foundation of where I know there are certain limits I won't go past. I'll just walk away. James, why you didn't walk away? A lot of these men right here have this childish aspect in them where they need a mother type figure in one way, shape, or form. I don't understand his motive or anything like that. But me personally, thinking back and really like looking at the whole scenario, she was successful. He wasn't. Maybe he was trying to get on his feet, and every type of, avenue he came at her for help or something like that, she shot it down because he was thinking with a minuscule mindset. That's one of the things, man. For two people to get along and go through life together, they have to play catch up. Not everybody's the perfect model person or partner, but you got to at least try. And I think there were some things he refused to do because it was a woman telling him that. And that's just my honest opinion. What else we got over here? I got the new studio, so I got my board over here. I got to turn and look. Notes I wrote. Said it was a back route to her house, a shortcut. Because I thought it was a hunting road. But evidently out there, they got a lot of dirt roads that, publicly travel. That's a messed up thing. The place he would come to see you, somebody he was supposedly caring about, did her in. And that's a sickening thing. All these answers are coming out. This man was cold, calculated, and ruthless. I hope he gets the full extent of the law, and I hope they show him no leniency. It's a damn shame how he did this woman. I'm sure in her mind, if she was dealing with the same situation he was, I don't think death would even been an option. There's a lot of barbaric and brutal people out here that can't just take the common sense route and back themselves out or change for the better. They want to change you. And if they can't change you, they'll kill you. You guys be careful out there, man. It's a lot of stuff as far as dating and these dating apps and meeting people. Now, supposedly, he was introduced by a family member. I know they feel bad. Gotta feel bad because they inevitably invited her and, introduced her to her own destruction. And, I keep them in my prayers. But guys, man, this is a messed up story that didn't have to be like most of the stories I cover. It makes no sense for a man as old as he is, he's like my age, I'm 50, to do something like this later on in your life. If you ain't got it right now, bro, you'll never get it. And I keep telling you ladies that you cannot fix a broken man or a defeated man. And he was defeated in some aspect, some way, shape, or form. It was something he refused to do, or he felt as though he can't do it. Leave me a comment on this thing. This thing's getting sad and sad about a minute because the truth is coming out. And it's like, there's a lot of people out here like James Dunmore. If you're in a relationship and you're not getting nothing out of it, move on, man. Don't worry about hurting his feelings. He's a man. He's going to be all right. And it ain't the first or last time if he's doing this type of stuff. So he knows how to deal with that type of adversity. Leave him for the next person to deal with. Walking away don't make you a sucker, make you a survivor. I'm sure she's seen the signs. I'm sure she did, but she just kept giving them another chances. At 50 years old, ain't no more chances unless us as men make them. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reading Channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shout out to everybody that came to the live last night. We broke a record. It was 2.5 hours. I appreciate everybody with the support, the donations, everything else. A lot of you guys out here listening to my channel, it's like 60% of my viewers are not subscribers. You need to come. There's a place at the table and there's a chair with your name on it. Come join us and let's build this thing. See you in the next video. Let's go.